2, 1. Ben, go ahead.
Ladies, gentlemen, and baseheads of the world, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
Go ahead. Let's start this thing off.
Big Jeff Audio.
Je ne sais quoi.
Big Jeff Audio.
Je ne sais quoi.
Big Jeff Audio.
Let's do this. Fuck yeah, another Mountain Dew, goddammit. That's nothing but 3 Red Bulls and 3 Mountain Dews. Ready to get down, Judy Brown. You ready? I'm ready. Here we are. We're here. Another episode, number 4. This one's a big one for me because I have, I talk about it all the time, the first people to take a shot on Little Jeff in a single car garage. And we also have a gentleman here that I've known since I was like 15 years old in this industry. And we got a funny story about how we met. So tonight, it is episode 4. I'm just, this started out of nothing and it's been killing it every week. We have DS18. We have the owner, Sasha, here. We have Jason Martin, who's our sales rep. And we got Mr. DS18 himself. Rob is here. And then from Dynamic Sales and Marketing, John Schneid. Now, if you didn't know who he was, you'll know tonight. This guy is one of the longest, I believe the longest, reps for Kicker, Soundstream, Dynamat, Vocal. I mean, the list goes on and on. This is what he's been doing for a long time. Make sure right now, let's like this. If you're watching it on Facebook, YouTube, go ahead and like, and let's share this out. We got a bunch of people in here. It's going up about 40 or so. Let's get everybody in here. This is going to be a big night. We have some giveaways tonight. One, we're going to announce the, oh my goodness, 12K DS18 giveaway. Let me tell you something. Just this week alone, we hit over 14. We had 800 subscribers this week. We're about to break 15. So that means you guys are coming out of the pocket again. We're going to have another one starting Sunday at 6 p.m. And then right now, the way it's looking, it is not going to stop. And let me tell you, we got a couple giveaways on top of that announcement. First thing is we have a DS18 remote start we're going to give out. And we have some, there you go, DS18 remote start. We like it loud. We also have some Pro TWX1Bs, some black tweeters we're giving out. And you know how the night ends. We end up throwing something else out there. And then, of course, at the end of the show, you got to stick around to find out who won the 13K full system DS18 giveaway. And let me tell you, we had over 4,000 views on that video already. And that was within 5 days. So for right now, you could start. We're going to do for DS18, you're going to need to comment the word only once. The program's going to pick it up. DS18. Do that comment now. I'll remind you later. And then when we go do it, we'll go ahead and pick out through the machine. So you get it right now. Get it over with. Comment DS18. Okay. Let me bring everybody in real quick. Let's get this going, guys. You want to bring in all our guests? I mean, we got a packed night here. I got Jason Martin from DS18. I got Rob, Mr. DS18 himself. We're going to get into that because I remember when I first started with them, I said, man, we're going to call me DS18. They said, no, we already got somebody. So they were real serious about that. Sasha, my man, the owner, operator right there. And John Schneid. All right. You guys want real quick, just introduce yourself, tell them what you do for the company, and we'll start from there. Jay?
I'm Jason Martin. I'm in sales. Been with DS18 8 years come August.
8 years. Rob I'm sure this is easy for you. You're not a shy guy.
Nah, what's up, guys? It's Mr. DS18. Most of you have seen me out there. DS18's marketing boss, pretty much, all over social media. The show guy for DS18. I took Big Jeff's name.
All right. Sasha, who are you?
I clean the bathrooms. I stock up the refrigerator.
Don't you see his shirt?
Right.
And I work
Yeah,
behind the
looks like you
scenes
came from
at the DS18. That's
you
what I
go.
do.
And Mr. John Schneid, I don't know if a lot of our viewers actually know who you are because you're kind of behind the scenes, right?
Yeah, I just happen to be the guy that fields your phone calls when you want to vent. That's what a big part of my day is listening to Jeff yell at me because I don't come and visit him enough. That's what I do. Now, I happen to be a representative that represents 10 different manufacturers, and Jeff happens to buy a few of them, and I've known Jeff now. I don't remember the first year I met. He's definitely in the 90s, though.
Oh, yeah. Musical Touch, 15 years old. They told me you were a Buccaneers player coming in to work on your car at night, and I believe
Thank
them.
you very much. She said she gets the chance. She's going to come
Okay.
down.
Cool. Thank
So
you.
what we're going to do real quick is we're going to kick everybody to the curb, the green room, and we're going to bring back DS18 crew. And we actually going to go to a short video break. So I'll see you guys here in another couple minutes.
So don't worry about yourself. Okay.
OMW, on my way to you. Without what I do, I'm OMW. OMW, on my way to you. Without what I do, I'm OMW. On my way, on my way. I'll testify, I'm verified. That I amplify, I'm on my way, on my way. OMW.
Here we are. So I first want to start off. I got with DS18 basically 5 years ago when I started. I was working for a company full time, and one of their employees sent an email there seeing if they were interested in, bringing the product in. And the person I worked for, they were online sales, but didn't want to deal with cardio. So I was already starting this little Jeff thing to make some side money on nights and weekends. And I said, hey, do you mind if I answer the email? So I responded back and I said, hey, this is my situation. I don't have a shop. I got a company though. I got a bank account. And what do I need to do? I'd love to start selling it. And they said, hey, you got to get a minimum order and we'll work with you. And I remember I placed that $1,500 order, and it was first brand I had in there. I was doing cameras and some other stuff on eBay and that vape coils and stuff. And stuff started selling right away. And next thing you know, I'm like, okay, I need more. So it was just, I think I paid maybe 3 times a week just to try to get product till we started to grow. But that's where it started. That's how I met DS18. But we got some real important special people here. Jason Martin is actually our sales rep. And I can tell you, it's not as easy as you would think. There's sometimes where we talk 5, 6, 7 times a day and weekly and sometimes 2 times a week orders. And we're not talking small ones to keep the product flowing. And then we have here Mr. DS18 himself, who you see out at the shows and the videos, and he's doing the marketing and he's bringing it live to everybody. And then we got Sasha, the owner, who actually is involved every day there and working it. So thank you for coming on. This is episode 4. This is a proud night for me, being that DS18 has been my main brand since I started. Sasha, how did you start DS18?
So we started DS18 10 years ago, but we've been in the business for around 16. I've been in the business in car audio. We were a small distributor in Miami, local distributor to the islands in the Caribbean and locally in Miami. And slowly I started thinking about creating our own brand. And we brought the first amplifiers 10 years ago.
Were you distributing in the beginning, or did you have a off brand, or what did you do before DS18?
Before DS18, we were a distributor.
Right.
distributor out there in
Just
Miami.
supplying South Florida for the most part, and
Yeah. We were
Right.
buying different brands. We were distributing for a few brands that don't exist today, and for many that they do. And that's how I got to know everybody in the industry back then. And we were small guys that some people gave me a shot, and that's why we give shot to small people like you were when we started.
right.
So that's how it was.
Where did the name?
I was
Where'd you get DS18? Is there a meaning behind it?
from the
Oh, this
name,
is gonna be good. I want to see if he says the truth.
but you need like a 2-hour podcast for that.
Well,
It's
give us
too many things. Too many things.
beginning, middle, and condensed. DS18 in the simple terms means
In the simple terms, it means Daniel Sasha, which is my name. 18 is my lucky number, and that's in simple terms, but it's more than that. It has more meaning at the moment of creating the name. So a lot of things with the D and with the S, and the 18 came together, and that's how I knew it was meant to be, and that's it. That's how.
Right.
That's
I mean, it's
the
stuck
DS18.
on. I mean,
Nothing
DS18
crazy.
just flows.
Jeff, this is an accomplishment. It's his first time actually saying it like that.
Right? Okay.
Right.
Yes, it
Because
is.
it's not only the initials of my name. Yes, it got to be the initial of my name, but it's much more than that. It really is much more than that, which involves a lot of people and a lot of thinking of different things that came together in the end being the initial of my name. But
No, and you could see the passion in it. We got a video later we're gonna play that when it came out, you'll notice it right away, but it hit me hard. And even you explaining what it means to you. And I completely understand because a business can't just be a business. It has to be personal. It has to be your life, right? It's like a baby, right? And the good and the bad and the puke and the the smiles, and you take it all together. So I understand.
Listen, we got 70 employees right now, direct employees in Miami, which are our responsibility. We have another 20 overseas in the factories that are direct responsibility. But besides that, we have thousands of customers and dealers that are also my responsibility, that make a living out of what I do every day. If I mess up in something, if I don't give the passion, if I don't give my 100%, the month after or the next 2 months, they're gonna feel it. So I wake up every morning with a lot of responsibility and a lot of passion to do that.
Right. Yeah. So Rob, how did we get
Yes, sir.
to call you Mr. DS18?
Well-
What's the story behind that?
Well, I started going out to shows. We needed to get the brand out there. We wanted to give the public, our followers, our customers, something different. Car audio has a big word. There's a lot of branches that fall into the car audio. We came up with the lemma. We like it loud, just to spice things up. Going with the loudspeakers, everybody was doing the same thing, component sets, subs. So when we started going out to shows, I would ask where the owner was, but I was always there. So it just grew on me, the Mr. DS18. So Sasha dared me one time to get a tattoo, and I did. So then I got baptized as Mr. DS18.
There you go. There you go. And Jay, you're a sales rep. I know you've worked at different places before in this industry. What sets DS18 apart from other manufacturers and or distributors that you've worked for in your time?
It's a component of the people that you got working with you.
Right.
It's the people that work in the warehouse. Like, people say there's no sales. If there's no sales, then there's no warehouse. But to me, that's bullshit. Because if we don't have the people to pump our orders out, then what are we doing?
Right.
So from the
I don't think everybody
staff,
understands. They saw me go down there and see the place. There's a lot going on. The place is packed. And I can tell you from any manufacturer I buy from, you guys can still get the orders out quicker. Sometimes same day, if not next day. which is unheard of with the amount of product that you ship daily. So I see what you're saying on a distribution level, on a dealer level, or even direct to the consumer. That means a lot. You know, my company, we take pride in shipping within 24 hours. Somebody wants to buy something, they have the hard-earned money, we got to get it out there. So I hear what you're saying on that. But working for DS18, I know, like every business, is a dysfunctional family. There's good times, there's bad times, there's yelling, there's screaming, there's screw this place together. But what do you see that was different in your time working there from another company or a company before that?
I'll tell you like this. When I came to work for DS18, it reminded me a lot of a company I worked for when I first moved to Florida. A friend of mine started a company in New York, moved it down here, and I saw the thing grow from his apartment to doing business with Circuit City at the time.
Right.
So it reminded me of that. And when I was offered the opportunity, I said, you know, it took me back to that place. And I said, I have to be part of this because there's something special that's happening here.
Right. And we're talking about,
You know,
what,
and-
Sasha, really 10 years old, right?
10 years. We
Yeah,
celebrate
I mean,
10 years anniversary right now.
Right. I mean, that's crazy to be at the level you are with the amount of product. Let me ask you this. There was a comment that popped up, and I get this all the time. Why doesn't DS18 make 18s, 18-inch woofers? It's a question I get all the time.
We had.
The truth is, I'm going to take the opportunity to say it. We have never concentrated, and you know this personally also, we have never concentrated on subwoofers. That's not
Right.
our main.
Full range,
that's not our core
amplifiers
business.
and now Jeeps and that, right?
That's 5% of our business, but this is gonna be our area of concentration for next year. So watch out, guys. We're coming hot with the subwoofers.
Yeah. I mean, I got a Hooligan in my BMW, and I mean, overall, just a great sounding speaker that takes a lot of abuse. So, and in the price range, it's comparable to many others.
Yeah. So
I know
And
you
it
guys
does-
used to have
and
that
it does its job.
32, huh?
It does its job.
For the 18-inch subwoofer next year. Let's
Right.
do it.
So what is DS18 working on next? I know we started getting the Bronco boxes. So
Yeah,
you're
so
doing big things in
the
Jeeps,
last-
Broncos.
So my area of focus the last 12 months, around 12 months, has been the specific vehicles
OEM.
closures for you know how big we are in the Jeep industry, so we're bringing that into the Bronco and the Slingshot and the Can-Ams and the Yamaha and the
Right.
Polaris and
Specialty.
into the jet skis.
Really trying to specialize in these new wave things. You know, Jeeps are huge, Broncos are huge. There's huge followers for this stuff. And I think for sure out of any manufacturer, you guys have killed the market. I've even had, and I'm not gonna say names, I've had large brands that everybody knows forever ask about things that DS18 is doing because they see you killing the market. Mr. DS18, what are the next couple shows you're going to be going to that our followers will be able to see you at?
So next week is one of our toughest weeks. We have four teams headed out on Tuesday all over the country. We got people doing the West Coast California tour. Myself with Jason and Jerry, we are heading out to New Jersey, New York for Atlantic City Truck Meet. Then we got Harry and Lewis heading out for Indianapolis for Slamology. And then,
right.
And then we got another dealer heading out to Bantam Jeep Festival, which is up in Ohio. So we got a lot going on.
Right. And you guys can catch them. I mean, DS18 is highly searchable. They have YouTube. They're doing videos each week, unboxings. I mean, you guys are hitting it left and right, not just the shows, which is awesome. Listen, everybody wants to get in on this giveaway. I need you to comment if you already haven't. You only need to do it one time. DS18. We're giving away a remote start car alarm from them, and we're going to pop that off here in a minute. What we'll do, guys, is my team will bring on, there's a program that just randomly picks it. and we'll let you guys call out the winner. Okay, so if you haven't said comment at DS18, we're cutting it off right here. Let's go ahead and pull up the giveaway draw machine. It is giveaway time. And what we'll do is you guys say go, they'll hit the draw button, and once we get a winner, you can announce the winner. Rob, you take it over. Go ahead.
Here we go. I hope it doesn't land on my name.
No, but we gotta somehow somebody's either hacked our system or what.
Kyle Goodard is the lucky winner. Goodard.
Perfect. Congratulations, DS18 remote start. Make sure you hit up 737 Big Jeff. You can text, WhatsApp, chat, email, and my customer service team will get you taken care of. If you guys want to start now, we're going to be giving away some DS18 TWX1Bs. You're going to comment the word dynamic, DYNAMIC. And guys, I'm going to put you back in the green room. We're going to bring you back in at the end. We have a huge giveaway. We've been doing every 1,000 subscribers. I said I would do another giveaway. And this giveaway is actually a full front to back DS18 system. So we'll let you all announce that winner tonight. This is going to be pretty cool. So I'll see you guys in a little bit. We're going to hit a video break, and we'll be back with John Schneid from Dynamic Marketing.
What is DS18 for you?
What DS18 is for me? DS18 for me is not only a brand or a business or a job. DS18 for me is a lifestyle that embraces you and pulls you in. And once you're in for life. Not only the research and development department, which is important to take an idea and bring it to life, bring a concept and design it and make it happen and see it and sell it. One of the most important departments for me is the marketing and design department, which my sister started when she finished the military service, and she took up 12 of the best designers in the industry, and now she heads up the marketing and design department. When we started DS18 out of my father's garage, it was just an idea to supply to the local stores a better brand for a better price. And the first container arrived from China. We put it all in my father's garage, and the neighbors were looking at us like we were crazy. And it was me and my father shipping and delivering and selling all the orders. And one day my father told me, "You're gonna see, we're gonna be a national brand." And I thought he was crazy. But today, we're not only a national brand, we're an international brand with customers and distributors all over the world, in all the continents: Africa, Australia, Europe, Asia, South America, and of course in every state of the United States. From all the success also comes a lot of responsibility, not only to our 66 employees in Miami headquarters and the 120 employees in our factories overseas, but to the hundreds of dealers worldwide that make a living from DS18. To see the pallets on pallets of orders going out every day, but to see the amount of positive reviews and #1 sellers everywhere, for us, that's the real achievement. Over here at DS18, we enjoy what we do.
Whoa! You like it loud?
DS18 is our world. DS18 is our baby. This is what DS18 is for us. We'd like it loud.
So I had my guys throw that together because you're the guy behind the scenes. There's not much to scrub the internet with you, but I think they did a good job bringing it together.
Hey, they did a much better job than I could ever do. How's that? So hands off to them.
Let me do me a favor first. Just introduce yourself. Let everybody know who you are, what you do, and how long you've been in this industry.
Okay. So my name is John Schneid. I am the president of Dynamic Sales and Marketing. We're a manufacturer's representative firm here in Florida. We represent 10 different manufacturers. I happen to sell Jeff 3 of them in particular. I got into this business, I don't know, if I said back when I was 16 years old, putting car audio in at a stereo store called Stereo Workshop in Newport Richey, Florida. And I did that for a couple, 3 years. Before that, obviously, I worked for my father. My father had a rep firm, started back in like the mid 70s doing citizen band radios, right? CB radios in that era, right? And then evolved into doing different mobile electronics and home electronics. And then eventually it got to predominantly just doing mobile electronics, vehicle security, audio, accessories, and he had semi-retired, passed away back in 2001, excuse me. And gave all the vendors, I said, hey, here's your opportunity. If you don't like me, you kick me to the curb, and everybody stayed, right? So here I am, 2023, still carrying a lot of the vendors, premier vendors I have. Picked up some others, obviously. And that's what I do. So what as a background, well, what does a manufacturer's representative do? Certain manufacturers use independent representatives to go out and be their eyes, ears, and, do the training, find the distribution, assist with.
So we got to bitch to somebody, right? The manufacturer's one here's bitching to them. So
I'm the middleman, right? And I've always said, Jeff, you've heard me say this a million times, right? Half my time I'm working with the manufacturer and the products in my briefcase. The other half I'm working with you. You're telling me what your needs are. I got to go back to the manufacturer and express what your wants, needs, desires, ideas, suggestions, recommendations, and that's what I do essentially.
So, can you explain how you bridge the gap between manufacturers and dealers? I'm sure sometimes you're hearing a dealer yell at you, or you're even the collection guy, right? I mean, bills are due. They're coming to you, John. Hey, an account's late. We need to get this caught up. I mean, it's not all rosy gold.
No, look, Jeff, when I sit down with an applicant, we talk about, some people interpret that I just drive around and take guys out to lunch, right? And that's not the case, right? And you share good stories, we share bad stories, but you're right. When the customer is unhappy, you're yelling at me, okay? And I'm the whipping post for you when you want to vent, whether the UPS truck didn't deliver your merchandise on time, or it showed up damaged, or the installer put the product in and it didn't function correctly. You're yelling at me. And we always say that, listen, it's fun. We go to shows, and we get to go to a car stereo store, mobile electronics retailer, and they put a system in, and the reward, customers excited, they're playing their music, they're jamming, they're happy. There's the reward. But we spend a lot of time putting out fires, and it just comes with the territory. Not everything is perfect, right? So we're all human. We have to fix things. We have to remind ourselves that we'll persevere. We'll get through it. We'll keep going and having fun.
Now you got major brands. I mean, we're talking Kicker, Vocal. I mean, the Epsilon product, Power Acoustic, Soundstream, Alpine. Some big names I've seen. Years ago, rep firms were very popular, right? And a lot of been kicked to the curb, and you've been still sticking it out for all these years. So, I mean, obviously you've had to pivot and change what you do and how you do. Has the growth of marine and power sport applications influenced this industry in the last so many years? I mean, has that been a big change with you and the brands that you carry?
Yeah. Now, it's an interesting question, and boy, I don't know how much time I get tonight, but you got to understand when I was putting car audio in 84, 85, 86, the reality is, Jeff, a lot of the vehicles came in, they didn't have a radio in them. Okay. So we're putting in antennas and we're putting in radios and speakers in cars that had absolutely nothing. Bruno, who works for me, he's the guy who calls on you. And you give him a hard time sometimes, but you got to realize he was a guy who used to call up his rep and say, hey, I need 800 antennas. And the guy says, no, you'll get a price break if you buy 1,000 antennas. And he would buy 1,000 antennas. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's unheard of. Nobody's buying 1,000 antennas right now unless you're a car manufacturer. Okay. So, and think about that, Jeff. You've been in the business a long time. You don't see power antennas being sold anymore. You don't. Hey, I went through the cassette deck era and then into the CD era, and those ships have sailed. Yeah. And it's all about music streaming. So listen, people want to jam. They want to have a good time. They want to listen to music. Problem is most of the cars they come with, and depending on the customer, they feel that it's adequate, but they're not shown better performance. Once they see the better performance, they want to make the change.
We got a question here, and I already know the answer because you definitely have had some vehicles. Mr. John, do you have a system in your car or SUV? Let me restate this. Why don't you name off the cars you have right now and what's in them? And then just give us a guess in the last 10 years, how many vehicles you've been through that have had some kind of show system?
Look, my first pounder that I built, I did a van in 1989, 1990, put 6 kicker 18s in there. It's funny, in the previous segment when I was in the green room, when you guys were talking about 18-inch woofers, I put 6 of them in a van way back then, and had a good time, right? And then I would say somewhere, I don't remember when after that, I put 4 square 18s when Kicker came out with those, right, in a Yukon.
Yeah.
And if you went back in that era, bunch of TVs, more TVs than you could ever imagine. Back doors had TV. Every door had a TV. TVs all over the place. I mean, think about it. Nobody does that anymore. The thing about it was back then,
you've had a Raptor, Jeep I've seen.
Yeah.
I mean, the cars go on and on, the amount of vehicles you've been through just to set them up, drive them around, and show them off to different dealers. Me and John go way back. Everybody knows here I've had a crazy life. I've been to prison, out of prison. In fact, John got me a Kicker deal demo for my brand new Navigator that was being installed. We were doing a fish tank in it at the time. And this is the days of Nintendo 64s.
Yep.
I mean, John has seen some stuff back to Fishman days and watched this industry change to where it's at now. It's pretty incredible. Let me tell you, John, I have mad respect for you. I'll tell everybody, John is the type, if you are a dealer, an installation shop, and he comes in, he will surprise walk in and start throwing shit. Why is the radio not on? Why is this dirty? Why don't you have the product out? Because he cares. One, obviously, if you succeed, he succeeds, right? How many shops have you walked into and I mean, just got on people's asses like you was the owner?
Look, you get a level of respect over time, right? And you got to go in and you got to be. My job, I'm more of a consultant than a salesman to you, Jeff. Right? I gotta, and you're really pushing the envelope on the edge of the evolution of business. Right? I go into a brick and mortar retail store now. And I'll tell you, the first thing I do, I look at the Google reviews. I look at the pictures they have posted. You go to their social media, say, hey, man, you haven't updated your social media in 4 or 5 months. And, a lot of your younger customers, they've been connected with the phone forever, and, that they're comfortable, right? And, go more towards my era, and, they're still looking for the phone book to pull out and turn pages, right? So, that's the... And some of these guys have been doing this for a long time, and they're getting a little complacent. They're not working as hard as they are. They're not at 8:05 p.m. sitting in front of their computer doing a podcast where you are, Jeff. You're pushing the envelope, okay? And that's the thing about business is you got to constantly evolve. And if you're not evolving, you're going backwards.
Yeah, 100%. I appreciate that, especially from you. I can tell everybody for sure, John is not one to hold his tongue. He is not one to beat around the bush, and he's not going to just sweet talk it. So a comment from him like that means a lot. I've literally known this man on and off throughout my life, through good and bad, since I was just turning 15 years old, pushing a broom in a car stereo shop. And back then, he was a Ungo rep for some alarms.
Yeah.
And I said, how can I learn how to do or install car alarms? He says, well, go put one in your car. And when you're done, take it out and put it back in again and do it over and over until you get it right. And, that's where I started. Listen, everybody, if you want to comment, if you haven't, the word dynamic right now, we're going to give away some DS18 TWX 1B black tweeters, as you see on the screen. And we're going to go ahead and cut that off here in a minute. And John, we'll let you tell my guys to hit the draw button, and then we'll pick out a winner for this. Let's see, entry still coming in. All right. Whenever you say draw, they'll do it.
Draw.
It's giveaway time. I love the sound effects.
I think there was, I want to go through. I want to make sure. Oh, there it is. Speedway Audio 3.
There you go. So you're a proud winner, some DS18 black tweeters. Let me tell you, these were remade from the original TW120s. DS18 has had a bunch of #1 selling products on Amazon. One of them is still to this day, we can't keep pallets of these full range because it's a Pro X 6.4 BM. It's a basic full range with a red bullet. And then they had a TW220 bullet tweeter and a 120. And I'll tell you what, to this day, 5 years, these things still sell. On any given month, I could sell 500 or more a month. That's how incredible it is. So what we're going to do is we got a few more things coming up. We're going to bring back everybody. I think my guys got one more video for us to play. And then we're going to do some announcements. And, John, we're going to give away the newest giveaway. Actually, DS18 has a 212s in a box, the amp, the speaker, the whole front to back kit, their new ZX line, and we're going to give that away. So let's take a quick video break, and we'll bring everybody back on. And you're on episode 4 of Big Sound by Big Jeff podcast, and we'll be right back. Let's do this. Fuck yeah, another Mountain Dew, goddammit. That's nothing but 3 Red Bulls and 3 Mountain Dews. Ready to get down, Judy Brown. You ready? I'm ready. Okay, it's Big Jeff coming to you with another video talking about our podcast. I know I did one when we started. It's been going great. We've actually talked to many people in the industry, low, high, manufacturer on down. We're bringing in YouTubers, DJs, all types of stuff that deal with music. I'm just coming to you and say thank you. But we want to make some changes. Maybe Thursday at 7:30 is not a good time. Maybe every week's not a good time. So leave some comments on this video. Let us know what you think, because we're doing this for you. Let us know. Hey, is every week too much? Should we do it every 2 weeks? Hey, is better to do maybe something Saturday night or Friday night or Sunday night, whatever you think is better. Leave that in the comments. We're going to listen to you. If there's people you want to see on the podcast, let me know. I'll make it happen. If you're interested in getting on the podcast, let me know. I'll make it happen. How do you let me know? Leave your comment here. Try to be nice. I do my best. I'm just human. I'm Big Jeff, coming to you with saying thank you for being you and watching Big Sound by Big Jeff podcast. Leave your comments here, and hopefully we'll see you next time. Comment, like, share. Comment, like, share. Make sure you comment and share. Oh, wait, I forgot something. Got to subscribe. We got to subscribe. Comment, like, share, subscribe. Actually, when I first started the company, obviously I wanted to build my own website. It all started with eBay and Amazon.
What is it?
Whoever is that, we're just gonna mute them. But my goal was always to build a website, and even back then, before COVID, online was still totally new, fresh. Manufacturers didn't even want to deal with online people. They definitely didn't want a distributor / online. I kind of broke the mold with a lot of manufacturers over time, saying, hey, I'm able to be a distributor, sell it wholesale, and have a second piece to this, and it's the e-commerce side. And even to this day, we have a separate shipping team that does the wholesale, and we have the e-commerce people, and you got to do that. But when it came to the videos, obviously at my first shop out of my house, there was no room. I didn't have the people I had, and I always wanted, hey, one day I'm going to make videos, and one day we're going to get out there. And all I had was the social media, and it was growing. But I'll tell you what, when we moved to our new location that I bought, it's been on fire. And sometimes I'm dead tired because I literally go 7 days a week, sometimes 18 hours a day still, even after all this time. But I just get that energy to make these videos, and they got to be done at certain times. I can't do it during the day running a business or even doing this podcast. So what you guys just watch is, let us know. Should we go to every 2 weeks? Should we keep it weekly? Is Thursday night a good night? Should we do it on the weekends? I'd love to hear what everybody has to say. And we want to make those changes. We've come to a spot. We're almost getting to the end. And before we announce the winner for the big giveaway, we started a Car Audio 101 videos, basically questions and answers. My customer service team, and I think we're probably one of the only online companies that has a full 100% live customer service team with now 6 people. But we get questions all the time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shoot these questions to you guys. John, I'm going to put you on the spot. I know you hate surprises, but a loudspeaker system, or excuse me, that was already the answer. Describe what a coaxial speaker is. What is a coaxial speaker compared to another speaker?
Coaxial speaker, in my opinion, is going to be a speaker with a primary driver and a tweeter to it. Could be, and by the way, in the application of the brand here, also with the other guys, could be a horn, could be any sort of. To me, a coax is a 2-part on one driver. Is the answer to that. It's not a component. Coax is going to be, whether it's a 4-inch 2-way, 5 1/4 2-way, 6.5, 6x8, 5x7, 6x9, and for the old school guys, 7x10.
Yeah. Anything that has 2 parts to it, and then you have a triaxle. And then obviously component set would be separate pieces. There's always the terminology of loudspeaker full range, which are generally a speaker that is able to play a large set of frequencies. Let's do this. Mr. DS18, how does marine and power sports speakers differ from standard car audio speakers?
Well, the elements were what they're built with, a marine speaker has PPI cones, has rubber gaskets, so no water will penetrate or damage the speaker. It's mostly made out of more plastic than actual metal or die-cast backing. So it's all surrounded by plastic. It's designed to withhold any environment you throw at it.
100%. So he doesn't just look good, he is smart too. I love to see it. So now we're getting to that time. Let's put up what were we giving away for this 13,000 YouTube subscribers. So we actually tossed it up, and we'll let the customer pick out. I know sometimes doing giveaways might be stuff that you don't need or don't want, and we don't want that. So we're giving you an option, but you will get a set of ZXI speakers, subwoofers 12-inch with the amp to match it, an amp kit, and then actually 4 6-inch Pro X 6.4 Bs, which are the best-selling speaker of all time. And then you get 2 sets of the TWX 1 tweeters, and then obviously we're going to have to give you a 4-channel. So a complete system. And if you are the winner, that's not going to work, we will give you $800 Big Jeff cash to purchase anything you want on the website. So the 13K is a huge. 10 weeks ago. I don't know if you guys know, I was like at 3,000 subscribers. I mean, it's unheard of without having somebody famous or some kind of trend. It's just like you said, John. Pushing the level, man, just going at it nonstop. And we're doing videos on unboxing, we're doing questions, we're doing podcasts. I mean, we're just doing it over and over, and I'm glad we have the followers we do. So it is time to announce the winner. Sasha, being Mr. owner of DS18, we're going to let you announce the winner of this huge package for the 13K DS18 giveaway. The next one, there'll be a 14K, will start on Sunday at 6 p.m. So make sure if you're on our YouTube right now, you have subscribed and click the bell so you don't forget. And if not, it is youtube.com/Big Jeff Audio. All of our social media from TikTok on is /Big Jeff Audio. Okay, can my team bring up the winner of the 13K DS18 YouTube giveaway?
Drums, please.
I was supposed to have that ready. I'm bad
Johnny Thompson.
Johnny Thompson, Palousca, Tennessee. Need a little bump to the daily and love DS18 equipment. So I'm going to bet it's going to take this equipment. I'll tell you what, John, when I get winners that actually wanted that, right, it's even that much more. We actually had one 3,000 ago. His comment, and again, I tell everybody, the comments don't win. We just use a program. But his comment was his best friend has been working his butt off his whole life, has 3 kids, can't do anything for himself. And if he won, he was going to give the setup to his best friend. Now, you never know on these comments. They could be trying to play it. I've heard everything from sickness to death to everything else. The following week, we got pictures sent in from his friend with the equipment. I mean, that was just one of the best giveaways ever that somebody did that for him. So seeing somebody loving DS18 and getting a full system is what this is about. So we're going to tune in next Sunday at 6 p.m. We're going to have the 14K giveaway. I'm not even going to tell you what it is. I tell you what, Sasha, man, I know we've gone through it a few times, you and me, but nothing but love for you. You're a company that gave me my shot on eBay. I don't think everybody understands that. At the time, I was just a dealer, right? I wasn't spending big money. Whatever Sasha saw in me at the time, it was nothing to show except I bought and paid right away. And he gave me the opportunity. Time there was only 3 of us allowed on eBay, and he's extended multiple things to help me financially throughout it. And I'm happy to say that I got probably close to $1 million in inventory in my warehouse. There's sometimes they're out of it and I got it. So that's a good feeling when we got stuff a manufacturer doesn't at the time. But right now there's a ton of new product coming in, the new Bronco boxes. I don't know if you guys have seen. If not, go on www.bigjeffaudio.com. We just launched the new DS18 Marine amplifiers. These things are beautiful. Man, there's just so much new stuff right now, Sasha. It's hard to give up. Every week there's something new coming in, and I think that's what makes DS18 so great. Jason, you're my second rep, but my best rep. I'm glad. I know in the beginning I was hesitant. You get used to work with somebody, but I can tell you, me and Jason have a great relationship. This is a guy who has sent me gummies and liquor bottles, and he knows when I'm having a bad day. He knows when I'm having a hard time, and he surprised me like that. And Mr. DS18, man, you're the shit. I mean, this is what it's about, what we do. Hype it up.
Wait. We're allowed to say bad words here?
Yeah. We're on.
Oh, shit. Too late now.
And John, man, I wanted to put, this was a perfect mix. And really, sometimes it's hard to put what guest I'm going to put with who. I would love for you guys one day to all actually work together, and that'd be awesome. John is somebody I look up to. There's times I even call him just to get, just John input to make me sit and think sometimes overnight before I jump and attack. And, I got much respect for all these guys here. If you guys got anything to say on the out, go ahead right now. You guys want to say anything on the way out of the podcast?
Let's go.
I'll say this: mutual respect for everybody here in the organization. I've known Jason for. You worked for John with the first time I think I met you. It might have been before Mike and Eric. I mean, I don't know how far back that goes.
I worked for Mike and Eric.
Yeah, that's a long time ago.
I knew Jason a long time. I obviously have only interacted with Rob in the last year or two, but obviously he leaves his footprint everywhere he goes. And Sasha, I met Sasha and his dad. Man, if I went back probably when he said 16 years, I haven't thought about it, Sasha, but I would say I met your dad in Dania Beach when you guys were just off 95 a long time ago.
Yeah.
And Sasha, I'm real. When the email came in, John was in the office that week, and when I heard him of all people say brands like DS18 coming out of nowhere, that was why I was like, at that time I was messaging different people to get brands, but I focused in on that with Johnny, who was my sales rep at the time, because hearing John say stuff like that, and you're talking about a guy at the time as big brands, Alpine, Kicker, to make a comment about a brand that I didn't even know about, to basically say, look what's going on with the industry. You got people like this popping out of the woodworks, really taking some of the market. That's why I kind of dug in and said, man, I'm going to get this. I'm going to get in at the bottom floor. So there's mad respect and love that you guys might not even know about. And like I said, this was a perfect group, perfect night. So listen, I appreciate y'all coming on to episode 4. Big sound by Big Jeff. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Hopefully we can come back on later on down the road. I always have a saying, if we work together, if I get bigger, you get bigger. If you get bigger, I get bigger. And it makes so much sense when it comes to networking that it takes both sides. And I don't want to work with anybody that's one-sided, because it has to reciprocate. And I'll tell you what, the people on the screen right now have done as much for me as I've done for them. And I got mad love for it. So I appreciate you all. To all our viewers, to all our followers, we had a great night. We're pushing about 100 at a time. I'm sure we're going to catch a lot of people seeing this later on. I know Rob's about to jump for the basketball game, worried about that. Make sure
Let's go Heat, baby.
We'll have this ready. Make sure you share this out. Give love. Leave your comments. And like you say, DS18, we like it loud.
We like it
You like it loud, baby.